Okay, you're welcome.
I have a couple of changes to it, Judy, when we get to that.
Okay, all righty.
I see
Oh,
that iPad is joined.
And Tom.
There's
Hi,
Skip.
guys.
Oh, and a second iPad. They get special treatment, apparently.
We'll take care of that.
Well, at the moment, I have 13 names on my volunteer list, which includes, well, yeah, it includes everybody that's running an activity except for Bob Wiederman, so he'd make number 14.
Okay. That's definitely a skeleton crew in
Yes.
terms of minimum necessary. I think we'll probably be able to draft a few other people.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got an article that's going out in the newsletter for November, so hopefully I'll get some responses, from that. And later in October, I'll put out some phone calls to people.
Okay. Well, it's time, so let's kind of get started. And I did not send out an agenda. It's pretty much the same as before. If any of you have updates to your phone number or email address, if you just email them to me. First, I have a technical problem that's taking me several days and I haven't been able to get fixed yet, which prevents me from being able to send out from my primary personal account. I can
Okay.
receive your emails just fine, but I have to either do some gyrations and send it from my business account, which I'd rather not do, or I have to go online to deal with it. But so if you don't get a response as quickly as you are used to, that's because I'm dealing with
Other problems.
a problem. Aside from that, I'd like to kind of bring you up to date on where we stand with a couple of items that Stanley and I addressed or I addressed at later. But Stanley and I went to the post office. We had a very nice meeting there, met the new post office master there, and everything went very well with our meeting. But a little over a day after the meeting, I got a phone call saying that their higher ups vetoed their participating in our conference because of COVID. So what I consider foolish decision on their part, political or whatever. That means we won't have them here this year. That also means that we won't have the cachet that they were producing. So that has an impact, has a minor impact. On the positive side, the insurance that we get each year has agreed to insure us again. And so that's been paid for and we now have insurance. I'll be sending an invoice to you, Judy, to get reimbursed, but that is basically $391 and some change or something like that.
Okay.
So that provides us with a very necessary protective measure for us there.
It does.
So beyond that, Stanley, is there anything else that you wanted to bring up on any of that?
No, nothing from what you mentioned.
Okay. Then are there any other topics that you want to bring up?
Exhibits.
Exhibits. Okay. And with exhibits, we understand that we're going to have around 44 to 48 frames, something in that area, and that might allow us to fit within the space that we would have left over for in our main room. But that does have some challenges. So I think Stanley was going to talk to that.
Yeah, I've sent everybody a map okay?
Mhm.
What we can do is we can go ahead and move the exhibits back to where they were. We can take table 22 and put it in front of the exhibits, not behind them.
Okay.
Topper. I think there'll still be space because we used to get 60 frames in the same space.
Where would it be, Stanley?
And we
Where
can
would,
take,
where would 22 be exactly?
it'd be in front of the frames, just
I
where
mean,
where the mixture pick is.
Or was.
against a wall, still against a wall, or?
No.
No.
No, we'll put the frames and start them out against the wall, and then we'll put topper in front of the frames.
Yeah, but what will he have in back of him for security? That's what I'm talking about. So my concern is asking.
Nothing.
That's not good.
Okay.
Every dealer that has a back table is backing to something else, to another dealer or something, or a wall.
Then if we, I don't really think Jonathan's gonna be happy if we put the frames in front of him.
Well, it depends on how much distance there is. I thought about that since you mentioned it the other day. You know, if there's 10 or 15 feet in front of him, that's great. But
It won't be that much.
okay, how much will it be?
We normally only had about 4 or 5 feet.
Okay, he's expecting to be against the wall, or he would need something behind him just for security, because you know no dealer can be watching his back table while he's serving customers.
I
Right.
understand. Okay.
Well,
No.
maybe we could get some
No,
from the convention center?
no,
No?
no. We'll either have to go back to the other room or put the exhibits in front of Topper.
Well, I don't think he'd mind if they're in front of him as long as he can be seen. Let's put it that way. You know, because
See, that's the problem, Tom, is we moved Bob Wiedeman's mixture pick away from that wall because no one could see him.
well,
Yeah, I
It's
think
just-
since we've already committed on the pricing and everything, that if they just go with the exhibits room as they have it,
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that.
well, I'm all in favor of saving a lot of money, especially since they're all non-competitive exhibits. I assume that's still true, right?
yes, although we do have a judge.
Yeah, but last time we
Comment.
agreed they were all non-competitive exhibits, and you know, I don't know. I'm all for saving money and getting out of the other room if we can.
Yeah, I would,
48 and 40, for example, or you know, we don't have an exact number. I hear 40, 44, 48. You know, I don't hear a number.
Last number I got was 48.
right.
Okay.
So,
So that's 24 A-frames,
yeah.
4 A-frames on both sides we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that it would be advantageous for us to take advantage of this year as a learning year with the new room and see how that actually worked out, since we already have it under contract.
Okay.
And that way we'd have a smaller number of frames to try it out and see what we think of it. And if it works well, then next year, hopefully we won't have to worry about the pandemic. We should be able to push a competitive exhibit and get more close to the 60+ frames.
Okay.
Okay, and
Well,
then,
the other thing I'm thinking about is if we only have 48 frames, we're not going to be blocking Jonathan as much as we would with the 60 frames.
Yeah, I agree,
So,
Skip. I think that's important. That's why I was asking how many frames we're going to have. I mean, if it's 40 or 48, it's a lot different than 68, like with
right.
maximum capacity. And so as long as there's a reasonable room in front of Jonathan where he can be seen, and you know, on table 20, Stanley and I arranged yesterday, it will be David Cobb, who probably draws more customers than anybody in the room because what he puts on his tabletop. So if they're at David Cobb's table and they can see Jonathan, that's all right. You know,
Well, what about the orientation of the frames? Instead of them running left, right as you go into the room like they have before, we run them north, south, or whatever, up and down. Then you can see through them from the one end of the hall. If you're standing on that side, you could then see all the way to the back. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that help?
That's a good thought, Peter.
Mhm.
You know, there's
I just-
a lot of choices here that can be worked out. I think logistically, just somebody may have to draw it out on some graph paper to make it see how it works. But
Yeah, the concern, Tom, is that this is one of those things where you either get it right or you're SOL, because if we cancel that room, they will try to fill it.
yeah,
And if they succeeded filling it and we find out that he's stuck in the corner and he's not happy with that, then you have a problem to deal with, and I do.
you know, I have
But there's
I have
no
a
way
great
of
rela-
fixing it.
I have a great relationship with Jonathan, and we're also giving him a space to meet for TPA one morning,
Yes.
TSDA the other morning. So, but the TSDA meeting will be very brief, but Jonathan's meeting might take an hour for the TPA board.
Yes, and we've made arrangements to have chairs available for that in
Okay.
an area. So
I'm not concerned about Jonathan's table being behind the exhibits, as long as, like I say, as long as he can be seen from the next quad over, from where
Tom, here's what we can do.
I can't see that.
Okay, well, this is 5 and 6.
Right. I know 5 and 6. Yeah.
We'll pull them towards the wall, and we'll put the frames even with the door. And I think that'll give us, Jonathan, his 10 feet.
Yeah, I think that's sufficient. I don't think he's going to be, I'll talk to him. I don't think he's going to be at all bothered. He's got 10 feet in front of him. Let's,
But there
Okay.
there'll be at least 3 rows.
he wants that back table against the wall. He knows it's right next, you know,
that is a good, safe place to be.
yeah, he knows it's vis-a-vis Michael Ball on the other side. And so he expects to get a lot of traffic back there, and he's bringing a lot of extra stuff. That's why he took the bigger table this year. And so
All right.
I think it'll work out fine. I really do.
All right. Well, if I am sensing a consensus that people are comfortable with that move, could I have a motion so we can make that kind of formal?
You mean to eliminate the other room?
Yeah, right. To have the exhibits moved in.
Oh, I'm for
Per the
saving money.
diagram.
I'm for saving money. I mean, also, I can tell you right now that with regard to the budget that Judy distributed, we're at least going to be $1,000, more than $1,000 better than what she shows. So because of table sales and so forth.
Okay, great. So,
That also will alleviate the need for 2 security guards, I think.
Correct.
Yes.
You know, we want to have separate security in the exhibit room that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they said that we really didn't need the separate security because those doors, unlike the others, actually lock, and there's no other way in other than those doors. But
Ralph, we'll need a day guard.
yes, we would still need a day guard. That's true.
I mean, if we moved it to, if we kept them in that room, we'd also have to have a guard in that room.
That's right. We'd still,
And if we have it all in the one big room, then the other guards can patrol that area also.
Well, I move we go ahead and put the frames in the big room, and we take table 5 and 6 and drop it south and give Topper as much room as we can. If he's unhappy, then we'll work with it.
do I have a second?
I
I
second.
that.
Okay, very good. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? All right, it passes. Thank you. Okay, and thank you, Stanley, for,
I think we need to keep the limit at 48. If, you know, not if we go to 68, we got a problem.
I don't think we're going to have a problem with keeping it 48.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we better let him know.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. I'll let him know.
Yeah, because exhibits come out of the woods that last month.
Yeah. We
And
just had,
that way we can have 3 rows. Yeah, we'll do, and we can look at what Peter suggested of putting them the 190 degrees from the way we had put them.
I think that's just a matter of drawing it on graph paper and seeing how it works.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. Thank you, Stanley. Okay, kind of going around the table for other reports. Peter, any changes in the publicity area?
Nothing, but I did do the ads for Lynn's for I think 5 weeks instead of 8. So they should start appearing here in the next issue or two. Whatever the start date was, I forgot. So nothing.
Okay, and we're still good with the single judge, correct?
Yes, I did manage to finally speak with all 3 judges, with Pat Walters being the one that we have to come down since he's driving here from Colorado. He lives in Colorado and also in Florida, but he's there now or will be at this time. And I talked with Dr. Stephen Washburn, who apparently will still be in the area because he has a son and it sounds like he may have already bought tickets. But he said that's fine. And I spoke with the British guy, Colin Fraser, who, I had a chat with, and he said, by all means, you guys are, kind of doing the right thing there. And he has not bought his tickets yet out of Woodstock, New York. So, but he's fine with it, and we'll certainly keep him in mind for next year. So I think we're good on judges, because I told Pat it'll be a lot less to judge. I don't know how much less, I guess 48 maybe. And I don't know whether it's, I entered mine because I paid for them as competitive. I'm not sure how many of the other exhibits are of which type, but we got to give them something to judge anyway.
Okay, Peter, why are we having a judge?
I thought we said that we're going to reduce from 3 judges to 1.
Right, if we have non-competitive, what's he gonna judge?
Well, I thought, unless I mistook that, I thought it was because of less exhibits. I didn't somehow catch that they're supposed to be all non-competitive. I thought they were just going to be less competitive exhibits with maybe some fillers, but.
You don't have an awards dinner,
Well, no, I know that, but I thought we talked that whatever awards or medal levels will be given will be done some other way as a result of not having an awards dinner.
I thought at the last meeting we agreed to make them non-competitive.
That's it. We need to talk to Ray to see what kind of exhibits the 48 are, and then go from there.
Well,
Okay,
I know I sent mine in with a check, but which hasn't been cashed yet.
I'll follow up with Ray. He's just back out of the hospital, so I may give him a day or two.
Oh, gosh.
So
Okay.
he seems to be in great health, but suffering some variety of pain that seems to be migrating from place to place, and they're not sure what it is. So
Not aware of that. Okay.
oh, okay.
Well, but back to the judging. I thought that we were cutting back to 1 judge, so that's what I did do.
Yeah, we're good with
the fact that it's all non-competitive. Then why even have a judge? But
yeah. I think we're good with that for the moment, Peter. We'll follow up with Ray and sort it out. Even if it turns out to be all non-competitive, if we have a judge who's willing to be there and who's willing to comment on those who want to receive comments, that's great.
Well, yeah, that's why we're paying them the $350, I guess, to do that service regardless of anything else. Right. Certainly we're saving $700 by not having the other 2 judges.
Yes. Okay. Next thing I wanted to check on is to make sure that I see Evan is on. Wanted to make sure that we're good in terms of the transportation requirements to get the materials from our storage facility.
He's muted.
Yeah, I think he was driving.
No, I'm not driving. I'm in the corner now.
Okay, great.
So yeah, I think I can get the transportation ready. So this is
for third.
I'll get a same old the box truck that we've been bringing.
Okay.
I'll just have to request it in advance. I didn't know what was going to happen, so I'm glad I joined. So it looks like everything's moving as planned.
Yes, well, sort of. An amended plan, but yes, the event's going to happen.
Should be a lot less. Be a lot less items than last year if we only have 24 A-frames plus 1 file cabinet.
No problem. So we'll still need that big box trucks to bring them over. So,
sure.
And then I'll just have to take a look at on the volunteers or the guys that I can get. That I'm not sure about this year. with the everything that's going on, but I can confirm on the next meeting if I have that. But I can sure, because the box truck, at least I can drive it, so I can get
Right.
that.
Okay, and you still willing to put up the signs?
Sure, yeah, that's
Okay.
the easy part. I can do that.
Very good.
Whatever.
Greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was going to say, I cannot promise yet whether I'll be able to bring Marcos with me to do the underside of the screws and all that. I mean, he's really scared of this whole situation, so he doesn't even really want to leave the house. And my wife may or may not also want to have him not go there either. So I don't know yet.
We'll figure it out. Here's what I'll do. I haven't talked to anybody yet, but let me talk to the Dalworth guys, and I think they did appreciate the the money that we pay them. So if I can get those guys that came last year,
Yes.
maybe I'll pitch in a little more. I'll say, here's a little extra $50 or something. Come on over, So
Give them a mechanics creeper so they can not ruin their back scooting around on the floor.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see. So I'll confirm with you guys on the next meeting what I have.
All right, great, Evan. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. You're welcome.
Tom, do you want to give us an update on the Borscht?
Okay. I sent a memo to most of you yesterday showing that we had 19 dealers who have committed, and almost all of them have paid now. I'm still waiting for Labor and Harris's money to be in the mail, but it could be here any day because I didn't mail it till a week ago Tuesday to him. So he's coming from Maryland, and he's a postal history dealer, been a regular show. And so we have 19 dealers who are solid. Today, I talked to Tracy Carey, who used to be married to Charles Shreve. And she started in Dallas about 2 years ago, a new auction company that's called Golden Oak Online Auctions. They do only online auctions, but they've been very successful. And I've looked at some of the material, and they're getting some kind of material that Siegel's getting. I mean, they're getting top-notch auction lots. And Tracy is surrounded by about 4 or 5 other people who have had experience working with Kelleher and Greg Manning and H.R. Harmer and so forth. And they're names that you'd recognize, Eveleth and like that. So she has agreed to take table number 4, which is right next to Larry Martin. And she will be there primarily to meet people and to hand out literature. But I told her she also can sell stamps. She's buying a dealer table. She's a dealer. And so she will have table number 4 next to Larry Martin, and that'll be another $350 on our proceeds. So we
Wonderful, Tom.
will have 20 dealers instead of 19. I still have hopes of selling tables 9 and 10. There are 2 people from Indianapolis that are on the hook. They're waiting to see if the show in Cincinnati happens or not the same weekend. And if the show in Cincinnati doesn't happen, they're coming to Grapevine. So
all right. Who do I need to talk to in Cincinnati to get that show off the rails?
I don't know. It's Midwest Stamp Dealers Association, MSDA. Are you a member?
No.
We need to get that show canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I still have other possible prospects that would take 9 and 10, but right now 9 and 10 tables are for sale. With regard to the money, the deposits memo I sent to Judy, she might not have been able to decipher my bookkeeping, but so far we have collected $8,105. We still have $490 due from Labor and Harris, $350, and Sandfield, $140 for his table upgrade to go to table 7. So that would be quite a bit. And another $350 from Golden Oak Auctions makes $8,945 is the total I would anticipate collecting. And on Judy's 2020 income on the budget, she shows $77.60. So,
right, that's what the last sheet that you sent me, that's what it came to. So it's now up to 8,000. What now?
well, it's not counting the $75 for the file cabinet, which you have somewhere else.
Right.
It's 8,870, where you have 7,760.
Yeah. Okay.
$1,100 better than that.
Yeah, I
So,
forgot. I always forget to take out that 75 or whatever for cabinets. So yeah, I'll
the 75 for cabinets is on a different line on that section. It's on the cabinet rental line.
yeah. So that's listed twice.
No, well, if you use 8,870, you'd still need the 75 for the cabinet line.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yes, yes,
8,945 with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got a question for Stanley, I guess. If we're
Okay.
not having the silent auction, what's going to happen with that space up there on the stage? Could we use that for dealers as well? or-
No, it's been returned. It's going to be closed off.
Oh, okay. Okay, just
And
curious.
there won't even be stairs there. That'll just be completely an easier space for the dealers to get in and
Oh,
out.
that'll,
Okay.
Larry Martin will really
He'll
appreciate,
love that.
get rid of those stairs. He'll appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes.
He
When I go to the
complains about
coin
those
show
stairs every
there,
year. Sir?
when I go to the coin show there, that is not a raised area. That's ground level.
Okay.
That stage has only been there when we're there,
Okay.
Interesting.
so it's a portable stage, really.
Well,
It-
again, we need something back.
It will be there. Plus there will be the curtains or whatever it'll be.
Okay. Yeah, we need
So-
something backing the dealers on that side so that it's
Yes, yes.
all behind them.
Per the
my
diagram
question-
that we have with the convention center, that's all blocked off.
Okay, good. Especially if the stairs aren't there, that'll help Harding and Martin on each side of the stairs.
Yes. Okay. Who wants to report next in their respective areas?
Well, we're good with security. I've talked to Doug and touched base with the Civic Center. Stanley's going to confirm with John Smith next time to make sure that they have employees for overnight. So we should be really great shape for security.
Okay, thank you, Ken. How are we doing with any of the others? Skip?
I have nothing to add for beginners or, well, I see Turner is here for silent. We're not having silent auction, so there's nothing going on there. And I'm still working on giveaways at the beginners table.
Okay.
Speaking of the beginners table, I heard a report from an APS member this past week about how they handle beginners at some of their shows. And one of the things that they did was they mentioned that there were some dealers that weren't really very patient with kids or beginning collectors. And so what they did was they actually went around and polled the dealers and asked them if they would take the time to help kids out or whatever, take the extra time involved. And they flagged those dealers with a sticker that they could put on their desk saying that we are new user friendly, ask us questions if you have it. And then, that kind of helped out some of the kids feel like they weren't overwhelmed when they went in there. They looked for these guys that were able to help them out or willing to help them out, apparently they had a problem with somebody had been, real short and curt with some of the kids and stuff, and it made the kids feel bad. But, I thought it was a pretty good idea.
Rick, I'm not sure that's been an issue at our, at our thing. Number one, we don't have that many beginners.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
kids anyway.
Yeah.
And number two, the dealers have for the 2 or 3 years I've been doing it, they've been very supportive in donating material.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's been a problem for us.
You probably
Okay.
have more material than you can use for the next 10 years.
That's true.
I know a lot of our guys, especially Sandfield and myself and some others in this area, have just donated a lot of stuff that comes to us and we just pass it on to you. And so.
Well, yeah, Sandfield gave me literally a trunk load of material, which I passed on to Skip earlier this year or some point here. So.
Well, at one of the meetings in Euless, I gave Skip about 14 binders that were like coffee table type stuff and to use. And so, most of the dealers in this area, I know Myers does that too, but most of us just pass things on to Skip because we want it to be there for the beginners table. But I think if the beginners do wander in and ask questions, that most of us are pretty receptive to them. There may be one or two that are kind of stuffed shirts like Larry Martin or somebody like that, but just to use an example, but most of us would be helpful to them and try to answer their questions if we can.
Well,
Well, it was
if
just,
people come in and ask, maybe we should have those people be directed to club members, as far as various questions, relating to beginning philately. I'm sure most of us should be able
most
to.
people at the
chat with
registration desk and most people at the registration desk in the past, Peter, when it was Janet and Ray, for example, they would usually direct the people that were sellers to my table, and I would direct them to
Yes.
spot. If they were selling British, I'd sell them to Larry or something like that. But so I've kind of functioned as a gatekeeper like that in previous years, and I don't think anybody's resented it, any of the other dealers, because they usually get the opportunity to buy things. Like only two or three of them really want to buy postage lots, we call them, discount postage, and so two or three of them are interested in buying that, and then they also sell it for discount prices. But we've been functioning pretty well in that regard. And
Okay. Judy, do you want to go over the budget?
Yes, that's it. So, Tom, you have about, what, $423 more that you'll be sending my way?
I mailed you over 1,100 yesterday. Did you get that today?
Oh, no, no.
Okay, I mailed you over 1,100 yesterday. Plus, I'll be sending another 840 plus that. When I get it, I don't have those in the mail yet, but I will. There's three that will be coming.
All right, then, yeah, I'm going to end up with a lot more money than I thought I was.
Yeah, I think I mailed you 1,190 yesterday. It's 4 checks that, along with the thing I sent you on email.
Okay, all right, then it'll be in the mail.
That's where I'm getting my numbers from. And
Okay.
so also on your budget, Judy, you have an expense item for the $845 for refund of table fees.
Yes.
But all those numbers I'm giving you, the 8,870 is already netted. That's already netted out. So it's not an expense item.
Okay, then that's where my figures are, because I need to take that 8
out. Yeah.
Out.
That 845 expense needs to come out because it's already netted out of the table number I gave you.
Yeah.
And that'll be 3 refund checks to mail.
Okay.
I'll get with you on that. No hurry. Next week or two we can mail them, but
I'll get them out here real quick.
Okay.
All right. And then, was there anything else on the budget that anybody else has a comment on?
Well, yes, on that insurance item that you have listed at $430, and even if it's $391, I'm not questioning that. But in the 2020 expenditures column, that insurance item needs to be in that column too.
Right. Oh, well, yeah, I will put it over there now. I mean, it hadn't been paid, and now that Ralph is paid.
Oh, these are only amounts that have been paid already?
Right, yeah, in the expenditure, only the payments that have been made so far.
Okay.
And on lunches,
I just take out that refunded table fees line because, like I said, all the other amounts they're netted in there.
Okay. Well, okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Lunches I've gone back and forth on, and I think I finally have decided on a plan of action. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to still offer to, collect lunches from everybody, but there will be no drinks. That way we don't have to worry about trying to lug in the ice chest and keeping it, filled with so forth and so on.
Anybody can buy drinks in the drink machine.
Yeah, that's it. There's the drinks machines, there's water fountains. I mean, they can bring their own drinks in or something. But if somebody wants us to go get them a lunch, we'll go get them a lunch.
Dave, I talked to Dave Stockbridge this past week, and he told me that he was still willing to bring the drinks up here in the coolers and everything if we wanted to do it. He said, but he wasn't going to carry them in the building or get involved with that. But he said he'd be willing to loan us the coolers or whatever if we needed to have them,
Well, I think just, to keep Dave as low
Yeah.
Profile.
And Dave is actually doing very well now. So
Good.
He's recovering well from the heart surgery.
yes, he is. He's looking really good too. So
Great. Well, let's keep it that way and keep him at home.
yeah.
I think, Judy, the allowing especially dealers and volunteers to order lunches is a very valuable service.
Right.
Yes.
It is because, you know,
We can't really very well leave and go someplace else anyway.
yeah.
Well, we've been
Judy.
ordering from Jason's, haven't we?
Yes, we've been ordering from Jason's and it's worked out, it's been great.
Perfectly, yeah.
And
If we can continue to do that, that'd be really helpful.
yes,
Judy, will you still comp the one lunch for Pat Walters then?
yes, I will. Yes, he'll get a free lunch both days if he's there.
Okay, thanks.
And like the guard, he'll get a free lunch each day that he's there.
That's right.
But everybody else, you have to pay $8. I'm sorry. Even I have to pay $8.
Yeah.
If it hadn't gone up to 9, we'll be lucky.
Yeah, well, the last I checked, it was still 7 and something cents. It goes over a little bit and the club picks up the extra, maybe 13
I'm just kidding you. Okay.
or whatever, but I think the club can afford that, so.
We're saving money by not having to buy barbecue at these meetings.
Huh.
Right.
Yeah, we're saving money by not having to buy lunch at these meetings.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we've saved twice now.
Yes. So is there anyone else who has either a comment on the budget or has an item they need to report on?
Yeah, I got the programs.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need to decide on how many we want to print.
I thought last time we decided on 350.
That's what I thought, Joe.
Okay, I'm thinking 300.
You know, if the difference,
250.
the difference between 300 and 350, we're using our Office Depot cards from APS, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
The difference between 300 and 350 is not material. I think we ought to go ahead and do at least 350.
all right, we'll do 350.
You know, I'm hoping it's 400. I hope we run out.
That would be nice.
I do
Yes,
too.
that would be nice.
Yeah,
There's-
we've
there's-
done-
There is
We've done-
so much, I realize there are people that have said they won't be there, like Ken and Tom and Ken Wills and others. But there also are a lot of people that are just pin up demand that some of them are going to come both days.
Yeah.
I plan to.
Me too.
Yes.
yeah, we
Post
printed
office coming, will we not have it cancel?
I'm sorry, what?
If the postal service isn't attending this year, will there not be a postmark?
There will not be a postmark. You got in late. We'd already covered that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the post office originally said yes, but then the local post office was overruled, and that also they also indicated that they wouldn't do a cancel if they weren't being here. So
You know, that's not too surprising, because if you go into any post office right now, they've got shields in front of the clerks. The clerks are all wearing masks, and that they won't even talk. They don't want to talk extra to you, and they don't want to handle your money. They want you to pay with a credit card. And so it's not surprising that they don't want to have the kiosk at our show. It's really,
yeah, I understood. We at least know, though, that we have a great relationship with them for next year,
okay.
because they were very accommodating and very willing to help to be supportive of us. And if it hadn't been that they were overruled, they would have. So that's good.
Good.
Sorry I was late by a few minutes. I don't know what I missed. My parents' memory care just got bought out by a company and had a lengthy 1-hour video Zoom meeting right before this one. Literally ran into about 7:05. So what did I miss?
We're glad that you're here, and that's pretty much the only thing that you might have missed.
Oh.
Is there anything else, Stanley?
Yeah, Peter, are you doing the awards?
Well, what awards do we have? I mean,
The reason why I asked is we have a page in the program where we have awards that we give out.
And
Well, I haven't done anything with awards as such. I was taking over the binders for the judges from Aileen last year, but hadn't had anything to do with actual awards per se, whether it's, plaques or.
I'm talking about the President's Award, the Novice Award, the plaques that the club gives out.
No, I never took that over, so.
no, we had somebody else volunteer for that, and I don't have my paper in front of me on.
PSDA is still committed to the most popular exhibit award if you want to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
So
we
Matt,
We might
appreciate
need
that.
ribbons.
No.
Since we're still having stuff judged to a degree, we still would make sure we have the standard ribbons to put on the frames or things like that. But I don't know who's got those. Aileen probably, but I'm not sure.
No, we don't need to put any ribbons on there because they're gold, silver, and bronze and all that. So if we're not competing, we don't need to hang anything on there.
But what about?
Well, any feedback from Pat would just be private between that exhibitor and him.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only award that we officially have this time is most popular exhibit.
Right. And that's done
Okay.
by voting, and we count the ballots at the registration table.
If you don't have enough cards for people to sign and put in a hopper somewhere, Jonathan Topper can give you more. And,
Okay,
and I'll bring the check for the award.
okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And tell Catherine that she's on the registration table and I'll be contacting her.
Okay.
And I'll be working with her.
Okay. You're going to work on registration with her? Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
She's looking forward to it. So she really is. She, except for a short lunch break and going to the bathroom once in a while, she'll be the whole time, 2 days.
Now we got to watch these two, Tom.
She'll also be there the night before. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it seems like we still will have a couple of items more to address. So should we plan another Zoom meeting closer to the time of the event?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's look at the end of October.
Okay. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
So maybe shoot for the 29th
October.
of October.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, yeah, October the 29th.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Yes, if that works for people.
Yes, this is working out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
All
wife
right.
and me will just have to do dinner without me, I guess.
Sorry,
So
Peter.
7 p.m.
So,
again.
sorry, yes.
We appreciate the sacrifice.
Yes, we do.
Well, because usually I have to help make dinner and clean up the dishes and actually participate in dinner with the family. So
Well, just bring your dinner to your computer and sit there and eat it while you're talking with us.
no, I don't do that. Sorry.
And then you can
No
go
room
do,
in the office.
You haven't taught your 17-year-old how to wash dishes yet?
There is no room in my office to do that.
Okay. Ralph?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to go up and talk to John, or do you want the two of us to go up and talk to John about redoing the map, closing out and the security?
Yeah, I would have to do it on a Saturday. I don't have a day break for a while.
When do you want to go, Stanley? I could go with you.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I just want to make sure Ralph's in the loop here. So no, I
No,
can
understand. Yeah.
and report back. How's that, Ralph?
That would be great. I appreciate that.
And I'll send you a copy of the new map and everybody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a new meeting set for October 29th. And
Can we talk about the requirements for the entry requirements for the show?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's true. We walked through this. Okay, the entry requirements for the show. They do not require that we take a temperature of people going in. So we won't be doing that.
Okay.
Okay. They are required by the county to have the hand sanitizers throughout, but they don't have any inside of the actual room. And we plan to put up signs cautioning them to make sure that their hands are dry before they enter the main area.
Right.
Okay.
But they are required to have them, and we couldn't get them to not have
They'll just be out in the foyer though.
just out in the foyer and at the restrooms.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
So it has to
beyond
be
that,
available but not required to use. Is that what you?
correct.
Okay.
Then we will have the side door locked. So when you come in, the door all the way to your right, that door will not be operational, so that everyone will have to come in the front, and they will have to do some nominal registry. We are not currently planning, nor does the convention center require any kind of legal form, although I am looking into whether we would have that, but it isn't a requirement that we have that. Our insurance company doesn't require that we have that. So that's probably something that we won't do because of the time and potential queuing problem that it may
It would
be.
take forever. I mean, if everybody is asked to read this legalese before they sign it, I mean, we're just going to slow down the registration line. Some people in there at 10 o'clock won't get in before noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could have a sign up on the side somewhere stating some of this stuff people can read. Now, look, just as was an example today, my wife and I were going to, and Marcos, we're going to go to the Fort Worth Nature Center and Preserve, which you've heard of, right? It's owned by the city of Fort Worth. It's on the northwest side of Fort Worth. I bought the tickets online, which is $5 to get in, and my printout was 10 pages of legalese that I agreed to, not holding the city of Fort Worth liable if, you know, anything from tripping on their trails. I mean, I don't ever remember seeing that last time I went 15 years ago, but I mean, it is, you know,
Yes,
and I agreed to it, whether I didn't even know I agreed to this whole verbiage until afterwards when it says signed electronically by Peter Elias and part of a, you know, 10-page printout. Just saying.
Yes, appreciate that. We do have a requirement, though, that we have them at least leave their name and, if possible, some kind of contact information. We do that. We have done that historically anyway, but it's something that's a little bit more important this year than otherwise.
Well, you might need contact tracing, right?
Right.
I'll fill out the registration forms.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think we should be accumulating. I don't think we're doing enough in terms of accumulating email addresses. Right now, we're mailing 850 envelopes or something, and sending 700 emails.
650, Tom.
Huh?
I have 650 emails that'll be going out.
Okay, well, the TSDA list has more than that by itself. I'll send it to you. But, you know, and it's pretty well up to date, even though we didn't have any shows this year. So anyway.
I'd appreciate the email list, but yeah.
I think we should convert as many people as we can to email. That's what TSDA has done, and it has saved us a couple $1,000s a year, not sending out that many postcards.
It's
Yes,
postage,
but we don't want to disintermediate the philatelic value of materials we're sending out.
postage is not a problem. I've got 10
No,
years.
no, I understand that, but it's just saying we.
Yes. Is there any other thing that we need to discuss, Stanley? I think we've covered everything.
I need to talk with you about the COVID statement we're going to put on the president's letter, but we can do that separate.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, you know, I'm all to address Peter's concern. I am all in favor of putting a COVID statement on the mail out, a COVID statement on the email, COVID statement on the door if you want to. You know, anything.
They have one.
Just not something they have to sign and delay the registration process.
Well,
Okay.
no, I wasn't thinking as much that, just the language involved in those statements and have them posted. No, I mean, do you think I read, even after I printed it, I read the 3 pages that, you know, they sent me from
I
the
promise
Fort
you
Worth
there are a
Nature
lot of
Center?
people that
No,
would-
I mean, my
Yeah,
actual
there are
theory-
some that
yeah.
would.
A lot of
I'm
people
one
would
of
sit
them.
there and read all the legalese and take 10 minutes doing it and delaying the rest of the people in line. So,
I agree with Tom.
Well, no, I just said, so we look at the language involved, but you know, it's fine to have it on a poster somewhere, just so people know, like, hey, it's not as if you didn't know that was something you should have read, whether you.
We thought about it. Yeah, we thought about it. But tracing's impossible anyway, like we've talked about. I mean, if somebody gets COVID, they don't know where they got it, who they got it from, or why they got it, or how they got it. So it's just,
yeah,
actual tracing is virtually impossible.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, folks, last chance. Anything else? Very good. Thank you, Rick, for providing the venue. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see all of you folks on the 29th, if not before.
All
Hey
right.
guys, sorry, this is Evan. I got some,
Oh, okay.
sorry, I'm late to the party. I know I've been just driving around town and doing some shopping, but just wanted to ask, I know we haven't had the meeting in Euless for a while. I know I'm going to office, I'm doing my thing. How you guys been holding up? You guys staying cooped up at the house, or people are
Yes.
moving around?
No.
Just
we are-
curious.
Have an actual meeting in Arlington for October, but
Okay.
that's stuffing envelopes. But most of us are, yeah, we're staying at home.
We had an actual meeting on July 1st in Arlington also.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Got it.
Are we going to have the picnic in first week of October?
No picnic.
Just a meeting and stuff envelopes? And
Yeah, it's just a meeting to stuff envelopes.
yeah, everybody needs to eat before.
Yes,
All right.
before. I'm sorry.
Well, just wanted to say, stay safe, because I know I haven't seen you guys in a while, and I haven't been in the last
Yeah.
couple of
It's good
meetings.
to
So,
Well, we
see
miss you.
Evan.
Yeah, we miss you, Evan.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we miss you.
I miss
Come
you
to
guys
the
as
two-
well. So I'm looking forward to that list of events. So that gives us time to catch up, right? So
Yes.
we'll see.
Very good. And make sure all of you remember the next meeting. Thank you.
I'll publish it in the newsletter.
Great.
Take care. Thanks. Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.